down on my knees. Since just a for me, I got pick me. Jail bad mind and that's ready. Hey, the amount of time them try to trick me up. Got to smash it up. Still standing, enemies what's up. Miss the enemies what's up. The rock can with the cheese, enough of them stuff. Can't trust friend, them I do the dirty work. Life too short, so we have to live it too. Give thanks to the most high for with me up. Greatness in my blood, not giving up. Prayer and day, keep on riding away. Heavenly Father, guidance for we lost away. This if I don't shoot, some of them I shoot. Some of them I sell them soul for that you. God I don't my trust, so you know me not lost. Pray to the Father for the help for my need. Them can't keep up when I go down on my knees. Since just a for me, I got pick me. Jail bad mind and that's ready. Hey, the amount of time them try to trick me up. God just smash it up. Still standing, enemies what's up. Miss the enemies what's up. The rock can with the cheese, enough of them stuff. Can't trust friend, them I do the dirty work. Life too short, so we have to live it too. Give thanks to the most high for with me up. Greatness in my blood, not giving up. Prayer and day, keep on riding away. The wicked not rest, so God just please cover me.
Yo, the fix Michelle G. Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This young lady always have those anthems those songs that become my anthems, you know? We all need guidance and prayer over our lives because there's always people out here who be trying to be little devils, you know? And we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. So shout out to Abby Dallas. This song is called Battlefield.
Heavenly Father, guidance for we lost away. This if I don't shoot, some of them I shoot. Some of them I sell them soul for that you. God I don't my trust, so you know me not lost. Pray to the Father for the help for my need. Them can't keep up when I go down on my knees. Since just a for me, I got pick me. Jail bad mind and that's ready. Hey, the amount of time them try to trick me up. God just smash it up. Still standing, enemies what's up. Miss the enemies what's up. The rock can with the cheese, enough of them stuff. Can't trust friend, them I do the dirty work. Life too short, so we have to live it too. Give thanks to the most high for with me up. Greatness in my blood, not giving up. Prayer and day, keep on riding away. The wicked not rest, so God just please cover me. Walk by faith and not by sight. Jah give me the strength for fight this fight. Jehovah Jireh, be my faith. I'm about to feel it, I'm a fatigue, I'm a shoes buckle up. Now beg no strength in I got my put my trust. Walk through no valley, me no fear no dead man. Got my lights and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? When God on my right hand. Every step him cover me. Firm and solid as a rock. I know me coulda drop. No weapon from against me can't catch me in a trap. Fire them shot, try to bounce right back. Them a pray for my fall, but God have my back. I prayer and day, keep on riding away. The wicked not rest, so God just please cover me. Walk by faith and not by sight. Jah give me the strength to fight this fight. Jehovah Jireh, be my pray to the Father for the help for my need. Them can't keep up when I go down on my knees. Since just a for me, I got pick me.
I'm going to say no as I got represent Michelle G. You stay free.
Alright. You know, sing it. None of my girls not complain. I'm alright. Long as me strong, I'm healthy. But alright. No, nothing greater than life. I'm alright. Cause I've got life. Yes, I'm alright. Cause I've got life.
Within the blood that's going.
None of my girls not complain. I'm alright. Long as me strong, I'm healthy. But alright. No, nothing greater than life. I'm alright.
I'm gonna say no one Zaga represent for Michelle G. You see free.
Yes, I'm alright. Cause I'm life. Jah give me the strength that I need to navigate through life on you. Got life, I got everything. Amazing, hear the birds are singing, and I try do my best every day. Don't know what tomorrow will bring. Don't worry about tomorrow today. Yes, I'm alright. Yes, cause I've got life. Yes, I'm alright. Cause I've got life. Yeah, I'm alright. And if I wake up one morning and not no food, me now curse God. That's life. Suppose me drive on the road, I'm a 4-car tire, them puncture. That's life. No. And if my girl want life, I'm going about her business. And I cry, no. 6 times fall and 7 times rise, me a survivor. I just life. Yes, I'm alright. Yes. Cause I've got life. Yes, I'm alright. Cause I've got life. Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm alright. 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 I'm alright. I'm alright. Yes, I'm alright. I got health and strength and everything nice, you know the vibes. Yeah. How you feeling, Zaga? How you feeling, world? Don't cry. Oh no. Say Zags. Hey, cause you need to get the thing live, man. Yeah, man. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Seem like the sun gon' shine today. Seem like the sun gon' shine today. I said I woke this morning and I get today I don't feel so depressed. I don't got no reason to stress. So I put my problems to the left. My anxiety seems so much less. So me gone down a river well I fresh. And I see that I'm so blessed. I mean not no reason for stress. Yes. Seems like the sun's gonna shine today. Seems like the sun's gonna shine today. Hey, I got a smile on my face walking down the road. Saying hi to everybody I see. A wise man told me once good vibe is contagious. So I just want everybody to feel it. Seems like the sun's gonna shine today. Seems like the sun's gonna shine today. No raindrops falling on my head. 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 No dark cloud in the sky again. No dark cloud in the sky again. No dark cloud in the sky again. Seems like the sun's gonna shine today.
You know what? The sun is shining even at 7 o'clock at night, because you know why? I have a beautiful young lady on my life right now. Doing. There you go.
Yes. Just ensuring that I'm good.
Yes, you are. You are perfectly fine. How are you?
Great,
How
great,
are you?
great. I am fine. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I mean, you should be excellent, right? Because you got like I believe the number one selling book on Amazon. So I mean,
I am so humbled. I feel so blessed.
I love this for you. This is my first time meeting you. I'm seeing you all over social media. The Observer have you up like you're doing the do. And I just want to say from one black woman to another, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So we have here on the line. I don't want to mess up your name. So let me get this right. Shoshana.
Yes, Sushana.
I got it right. So we
Yes,
have
you did.
Miss Shoshana is on the live right now. We are talking about this amazing book. How I got this interview, right? So I have a friend who reached out to me and was like, "Yo, Michelle, I know this lady. I ain't gonna tell y'all business on the air, you know." I know this woman and she has this great book and I would love for you to talk to her. And I was like, oh, perfect, because this is National Autism Month as well, right? So I
Yeah.
said, you know what? Let's end the month with her because I had already had some other people scheduled. So I said, let's end the month with her. And here you are. So shout out to Mr. Bloodline. um,
Shout out.
Shout out to him for reaching out. And I just want to say that today I was at work and I was reading parts of the book today. And I was literally in tears, like you had me in tears at the people job today.
Wow, it's emotional.
Yes, because you have such an amazing story and this is your own personal life experience. This is not nothing made up.
Not at
Um
all.
you have lived this, you're still living it, and now you are here to help a lot of other people. So again, I just want to give you kudos for being so brave and putting your story out there, your personal story out there with
Yes.
this book. So tell everybody the name of this book. Give them the name of this book.
So the name of this fabulous book is Holistic Nutritional Therapy for Autism, ADHD, Epilepsies, and Seizures. So, in other words, short name, Nutritional Therapy for Autism and ADHD.
I love it. I love it. There are so many families who have autistic children, who have children who are diagnosed with ADHD, ADD, this da. It's a lot of stuff, right? That
Yes.
young children too as well get diagnosed with the ADHD, the ADD, and all of these other things, right?
Yes.
Autism definitely is one of those I don't want to say disorder, developmental disability, maybe the better word,
Yes.
that affects a lot of families. I'm not just going to say children because you as the parents have to live this every day. um
Yes.
I work for child services, so I know and I see all of
Yes.
these things as well happening. So kudos to you for wanting to put this information out here. So tell everybody, why did you want to write this book? Like, why did you want to write this book?
To be honest with you, initially I didn't want to write the book because as a Jamaican, I'm very prideful. That would be one of my personality flaw. And writing this book would mean that I'm sharing an imperfection about myself and about my life and my journey. But as I progress throughout the journey of healing my children, I keep on getting a nudge from the higher being, creator, the God Himself, saying, share your story, share your story. And I kept on ignoring the nudge. I kept
Mm.
on being like, no, I'm not sharing this. This is nobody's business. I'm not doing it. But I kept on because when I look at the data in the US and I also look at the data in Jamaica,
Mm.
I see whereby the numbers are consistently rising with persons being affected by autism.
Wow.
So I was rejecting the notion of sharing my story and putting it out there. But when I discover the results, when I started seeing the results that I'm getting from my daughters, and I start doing the school reports, and for my youngest, they'll be like, she's going to be scheduled to put in integrated class within a year or so. When I start seeing all these results, the school district is reaching out to me, the place where I take them for therapy, reaching out, saying, what are you doing with these girls? That's when it dawned on me that I need to get out of my own personal space, get out of my prideful way, stop rejecting the call, answer it, and be a blessing to other parents. Because there are a lot of persons out there, especially from our Jamaican or Caribbean diaspora, who do not necessarily knows how to deal with this. And we, our lives as autism parents, we can become lonely so quickly, and
Yeah.
we can feel so alone. So to cut it short, one of the reasons why I did the book, I wanted to be an inspiration to others. And I wanted others to know that there is hope, there is an alternative method. And if consistently plug into or practice, your life will suddenly start becoming so free.
Yeah.
No, you'll start receiving freedom. You'll start feeling light. Life gets better. You have peace, you know. You become more joyful because as a parent, you want the best for your child. So when you see your child start meeting those milestones and, achieving those goals, everything just become easier and lighter.
Definitely. Definitely. I, here go one of
The
the
little
students.
one has joined us. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. So the fact that, in looking at this book, um, you decided to go into your Jamaican roots, with the whole medicinal aspect of things, right? Like the bush tea, the eating naturally, the juicing, it's like the whole Rastafari movement, basically.
Yes, so let me tell you how this old Jamaican thing came into play. You know, when we were growing up, our parents and our grandparents, they used to be so big on peppermint. They used to be so big on lemongrass. They used to be so big on orange peel. I used to think that that was like the stupidest thing ever. Why should I drink a dry up lemon or orange leaves? And no, these are staples that I know introduce to my children nutrition. So I will mix the peppermint, the orange peel, the lemongrass all together as a tea, or I use it as a base for making their smoothie or their juices. Even the lemon peel provides so much vitamin C. And like the bushes, the dandelion leaves, those stuff are like accessible stuff in Jamaica. Everywhere you turn, you can see it.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of times, and I think, also in speaking on that, I think a lot of us went back to those natural roots when COVID kicked
Yes.
in, right?
Yes.
Because at that point it's like, okay, you can't go anywhere to get anything. Well, what do I have in the house to drink to fight all of these things that are happening? And I think a lot of us have gotten away from our traditional old people stuff and our grandparents teachings and all of those things. And while there is medication for these developmental disabilities, there's also those remedies that we could work with. Not to say that it's going to cure anything or whatever the case may be, but you never know until you try it, right? Because in looking at the article that went up from Jamaica Observer, I'm reading a lot of the comments. And I'm like, you people are so vile. You people are so uneducated. You people like, and I'm like, I hope she doesn't answer any of them.
Oh no, no. Like where I'm at right now on this journey that I am, I feel extremely blessed. I
Yeah.
feel extremely privileged because I know who I am. I know who my children are. And as time goes by, I will start feel comfortable and I'll be sharing like my children IEP, where they started, what their journey looked like and where they're at now. Say for example with my older daughter, right? Some of the other things I want to address, like herbally speaking, like the garlic, right? My grandmother and my mother, they used to kill me with garlic and ginger tea. And who would have thought that myself now as an adult, I am implementing this ginger and garlic into my children regimens, and it's like so essential. But the thing with it, I make it ever so potent, you know what I mean? Because the ginger, the cloves and the garlic, it kills parasite, it relaxes, it calms, so it's there's a lot of things involved. But as per the comments on Observer, I know who I am, I know what I've achieved, I know that I'm blessed, and I know that there's purpose in what I need to do and what I need to accomplish. And there's so much solutions in the book. It doesn't have to deal with like people who is on the spectrum or autism. Me now, I'm like a happy-go-lucky soul. 2 3 years ago, you couldn't get me being so joyful. You couldn't get me being so peaceful and contented because I was so overwhelmed and stressed by everything going on in my life. But when I started eating with my children, like when I try everything, say for example, if I do green juice is a staple in my home.
Mm.
Carrots and beets, again, going back to my Jamaican culture, things that I used to resent. Carrots and beets is a great thing in my house right now. That's like daily, mandatory, right? So when I myself do that as an adult, I find myself being so balanced. I'm no longer overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I am no longer depressed.
I get it because I'm a juicer myself. So
Yes.
I totally understand. Like I would juice anything. I make it a combination.
Yes,
Okay.
so from experience, but the thing is this, and then this is another reason why I do the book. Like ignorance is bliss. And
Uh,
if for me, I look through the comments, it's like it's mostly balanced, because then you have persons coming in and say, hey, I give my child coconut oil every day under their tongue. I noticed they started communicating, making eye contact. They have had so much improvements. And then you have others coming in and saying, do this, do that, do that. So to me, it's a balanced approach and it's mostly positive, and for that, I'm grateful.
yes, definitely. We stick to the positives. We can't
Yes.
and we can't. That's why I was playing the music I was playing in the beginning, right? We're here for joy and laughter and sunlight and those great things. We're not here for the negativity. That could go someplace else. That has its people. That's not what we're
Yes.
what we are doing is we are trying to educate people on the different aspects, the different routes that you could take instead of just that medicine that makes a lot of the children lethargic. They're sleeping in the classrooms, they can't function, they're groggy, all of these things. And these are a lot of things that people don't know and recognize. But in the experience of children who have autism and epilepsy and all of these other things,
Seizures.
suffering inside, and a lot of them are nonverbal. So then, what do you do as a parent who has an autistic child who is nonverbal and you have no idea of what to do to help at least the communication aspect of it?
So what I did as a parent for my daughters is that, like, at first I started researching, right? The second thing I do, I started cleaning up my home. You'll be amazed by the amount of toxins and harmful mercury and aluminum that enters our children's body, and including the shots. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? But what I did was that I clean up my home. I no longer cook in non-stick pots. I know that non-stick pots is very common in our culture, right? And I was big on those. I no longer cook in non-stick pot because those are heavily toxin filled. I know cook in like ceramic pots. And not only that, again, going back to my Jamaican culture, I cook in those, those Dutch pots.
Pots, yeah.
Right. So those pots are like the good pots to cooking, which leads me to believe that when I look back on our culture, especially people who lives in the Caribbean and Jamaica, you'll have person who live in the country area. They're living up until they're 106. They're living until they're 95. They're living until they're 80. And that all has a lot to do with their nutrition. They don't microwave their food. That's another thing that I stopped doing. I stopped using the microwave in my home. Everything that my children eat or myself eat has to be freshly cooked, whole cooked meals, or something that is like heated up on the fire, right? Because what I learned in doing my research is that we we eat to live, right? We don't live to
To eat.
eat.
Right.
So when you're off the understanding, or you're off the you have now woken to what's going on nutritionally speaking, you know eat to live, and in eating to live you're going to be mindful that, okay, if I put my food or my children food in the microwave, all the nutrients that is intended for them to receive, it's going to be killed in the microwave. So I
Yeah.
no longer use the microwave. Another big thing that I do is that I use a lot of herbs, right? I use a lot of brain herbs. I use a lot of herbs for relaxation. And I also do not give my children fast food anymore, right?
Mm.
So now we have a vacation coming up, and I'm so nervous because I don't know which approach I'm gonna take,
I
right?
know. Hi.
So it's kind of scary, but I have to balance it. So my children, they get fruit juice and they get green juice, the cilantro, the parsley, the cucumber, the celery. Like, there is so many options. And then when I started doing that, I started having language from my girls. My girls before from going. So when I see people make their comments or their feedback, I know my journey, I know what I've been through, and I know the results that I've achieved. And it's the reason why my children speech pathologist, the minute my book is published, she purchased it. And my book is like in the office. That's a big deal for me because a lot of parents go through that office that experiences things that I do. My book is now like a reference point in the office as a recommendation to parents. Simple because this director of the program, she knows my girls. She know where they started at
Uh-oh.
now,
Uh,
right? And it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason why she's a huge advocate for the book.
Yeah, definitely. Your camera, I think your camera is off. Yeah.
Wow, did I?
Let me see. I want to get make sure we get your face back in. Get with the fix, Michelle G. We are having
I
the
think I
holistic.
lost you. Did you lose? Did I lose you?
I hear you. I hear you. I just can't see you. Okay,
Just give me a second. I'm not
you
sure.
want to come? You can come out and come back in. Come out and come back in. Let's see.
Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I had an alarm that set things off. My apologies.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Now, in reading the book, for for those people who live in the United States, there's a lot of like financial assistance. Social Security will pay for things. There's day services that kids. Can you hear me? Are you hearing me? You hearing me or no? I don't think she's hearing me. Come out and come back in. Come out and come back in. Okay, there you go. Get with the fix. Michelle G. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. I'm not sure what's taking place.
It's technology. It happens.
Hey,
So
yes, I know, right?
what I was saying is that for people who are in the Caribbean and people who live in the U.S., the U.S. has a lot of services that they give to families with children who have ADHD, autism, and those types of things, where they give Social Security. They have special schools, day services, respite services, all of these other things. Is any of that in the Caribbean? And did you talk anything about that in the book?
Well, in the Caribbean, I'm not so sure what's available in the Caribbean. I can't speak for other Caribbean countries, but I can speak for Jamaica, which is sad. My heart was somewhat encouraged today and like other days to see like media outlets are actually picking up the article. They're actually picking up the book and they're speaking on the matter because based on what I know, there's not enough resources in Jamaica, unfortunately. And to actually receive a diagnosis, it's very, very, very expensive. So my heart desire would be for maybe the government of Jamaica or the department that is to put something in place to fast track these parents or families getting answers for their children. But I know someone who has been trying to get a diagnosis or trying to get help, and I feel so brokenhearted because it feels as though she's on a bridge to nowhere. But luckily, here in the US, there's a lot of resources, some that you have mentioned. And I've also mentioned resources in the book and like steps that people can take as soon as they detect that there's something different with their child. The first step would be like early intervention. And then after early intervention, you'll have meetings with the therapist, psychologist, and everything. So that has been a very good process. Thank God for the USA, yeah. But yeah, they do have a lot of things in place.
Yes.
However, go ahead, sir.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
However, my gripe or my upset with the US is that when I'm doing my research, I see that the certain countries, certain foods or certain things that they allow to be legal in the US is totally forbidden in other countries. Like
We're
say
gonna
for
get into that conversation. We're gonna get into that conversation because I have that here to talk about as well. But the other aspect of it is that in the book, you said that the doctors are being rewarded for the number of prescriptions they write, the number of vaccines they give, and the equipment that they use. I have been telling folks this for the longest. No psychiatrist gets paid unless they write a prescription. This is why
absolutely.
this is why we have 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds diagnosed with ADHD, ADD, all of these things. And it's like they just probably just need to go outside and play. Like,
Yes, enjoy the sunshine, vitamin D, like, playing around, just, being in one with nature. Like, there is so much that I've discovered. But, say, for example, with my daughter, right? My oldest daughter, she was at a point whereby she was like banging her head in the wall, right? She
Okay.
was like eating on others. She was eating on me. She was doing so many outlandish things. She was like stimming, like making constant noise all the time. Ooh, ooh, there was like so many unusual activities with her. And one of the most heartbreaking things for me was that she used to make an attempt to play in her feces. And then that was like, no. So I took her to the developmental pediatrician, and all they did was gave her medication. They gave her guadafine at the time. And I'm like, wow, when I started discovering and healing my child myself, I no longer go to that doctor. I mean, as a parent, she respects me because she wants to know what did I did. And I told her all I did was that I removed sugar from her diet. I no longer give her processed food. I allow her to rest more. And anything like with corn syrup, additives and all soy and all those other stuff is been removed from her diet. So yes, they do get rewards, and it's sad.
It's very sad. And I always have this conversation with parents. Any parent that I come in contact with, their young children being diagnosed with these things, it's like, listen, these people are not getting paid unless they write those scripts. There's other alternatives that you guys have to look into, because you're literally making your 6 or 5 year old, like they're diagnosing these kids at 5. A 5 year old, they're diagnosing with ADHD and ADD. And I'm like, how? There's so many kids right now here in the US who are in psych wards.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
as young as those ages, and a lot of people don't know these information, as young as 5 and 6, they're sitting in a psych ward because they're on these adult medication. These are
Wow.
adult, the doses are so high that, and it could knock down a horse. And I'm like, as a parent, what do you do? Like, what do you do when when this is happening, when people are telling you this is the only route? So this is why I wanted to have this conversation with you today, because although a lot of people stray away from the holistic aspect, it's important. It's so important. And we have to get back to it. We have to get back to the natural herbs and those types of things. So I am excited that you wrote this book. Like Rain is saying on the live, diet, exercise, fresh air are just as important to health and well-being. Medication
Yes.
isn't the end all be all. What do you want to say to some parents in regards to the dosage of these medications, the high dosage of these medications?
What I would say to these parents is that unfortunately, we are being dealt with a card, and we have to do something sometimes in order to prevent the child from harming themselves or harming others. What I did was I asked my practitioner or my child daughter doctor to get the lowest dosage ever. The lowest. Start out with the lowest dosage, because if they go ahead and they put her on like a 5 ml or 10 ml or 20 ml at once, of course that is gonna like change the tune of her body and her mind and cause her to do outlandish things. So what I did, if I told myself, because as a Jamaican, I never wanted to get her on it, but my daughter was on the verge of being expelled from school, right?
Wow.
So I wanted her to be balanced where she could even sit at the time, just to learn her name, just to respond, just to follow instruction. I just wanted something. So I had the doctor recommended the lowest dosage. While I have her recommended the lowest dosage, I started pulling sugar from her diet. I started giving her all foods. She no longer eat KFC. I started giving her things like spirulina. I started giving her coconut oil. I started doing so many other stuff nutritionally. And that's when she started relaxing.
Wow.
No, so that will be my recommendation to parents. And another recommendation I will make on that topic is to get like a holistic doctor. That's when I started discovering, and that's when my life started changing. I got a holistic doctor, and they wrote a plan for her, and they gave her like detox and all
Oh wow.
those other stuff. And then I just started developing on it. It's expensive, it's not covered by Medicaid. But believe me, if you want peace, if you want sanity, if I have that money, I'll spend it a million and one time. Because guess what? Peace matters. You know what I mean? And a lot of person will invest like in a Louis Vuitton bag, or they will invest like in a Gucci belt, Gucci this, pay an additional 250 or 300. You know, even if you cannot afford it, you save up, right? And you budget and you go on those visits quarterly or monthly, and that's what helped.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Also, in the book, you mentioned losing your faith in life and God. You experienced depression, heartaches, and even a mental breakdown. And you said, "Yes, I feel weird typing this." Tell me about that part of your life, because you know a lot of times we look to our faith for that, like, God, like, why me, like, you know what I mean, like, can you relieve me of this issue or problem that I'm looking at? But you tend to lose faith in all of that because it's like, why you chose me, like, what did you choose, why me?
I back then I had a serious issue with that because let's go back to our Jamaican culture. While I was growing up, I was told go to school, get a good education, right? I unfortunately I came from a broken home, a broken family. So I myself I didn't want to encounter that for my children. So at the time I was married, I was in a very good established relationship. I was married for 7 years before I conceived because I
Wow.
was so scared of proceeding because of childhood trauma, obviously. So I carry a good part of that with me. But then I have faith in God and I believe in God. And then when you're growing up, they said, go to school, get a good education, get yourself a very good husband, and then live your life. I did just that.
Yeah.
I did just that. And when I
Yeah.
did just that, like, my daughter was born in like 2014. That would have been like 8 years being married. And then like, 2 years later, I'm being told that my daughter has severe autism. Not even autism, but severe, severe. That would be the worst form. Like that
Wow.
hurt me. It put a dagger in my heart. And to credit my ex-husband, he accepted it. He was okay with it. I wasn't, because I'm
Mm.
like, what is this? But now that I'm grown up and I'm mature concerning the matter, a part of me felt bad because I felt that he was actually being supportive and accepting of whatever it was. I wasn't. I was in denial. So of course we had difference of feelings and opinions plus other issues. So that affected our marriage. And I'm like, okay. I thought I was well on a journey of breaking this generational curse. Why me, God? Why me?
Wow. I'm telling you, I read, I didn't finish reading the book because it's just you
Nerve wracking.
not being you were vulnerable in the book, right? Because a lot of times people relate to your own personal experiences, not, oh, you could just get up and write a book, but did you really experience this? You know what I mean? And you literally put your heart and soul and your entire life in this book. So to help people understand that, hey, I've been through this, I'm going through this, I'm working through this, you can count on me. You can, I understand you. I understand you, right? I understand it. And it's okay. I want people to understand that it's okay to have those moments where you're like, God, why me? You know, it's okay. Like, I know we're not supposed to ask God why, but it's
Yeah,
okay. It's okay. It's
but
okay.
you know how they say God has like a very funny sense of humor. Like,
A whole
I'm like,
comedian.
yeah, I'm like, okay, so God, you gave me this to deal with, not once but twice. Now you're asking me to lead on the topic? Are you?
You are the perfect person. You are the perfect person. I am literally glad that you have decided to come out of that space and questioning your role in this and deciding to write this book. You know, the other part of the book that I literally was crying reading this part where you talked about the culture, the Caribbean culture and autism, and ADHD and their ignorance to the issue, to the fact that a family member that you trusted was
Oh,
speaking negatively on your child. You weren't being invited to to a long-term friend's home because of your child's hyperactivity or behavior. Like, look at you now writing this book. Like, I just want to tell them, you know, Michelle behave.
yeah. I thought about it today because of the highlights the book has been getting. Now let me tell you something. I'm filled with chills. I don't want to get emotional, but the way that you're expressing what you have read or found to be on your heart or laid in your impacted on your heart or in your spirit, those are the things, those are the battles that I went through and I overcame. But today I cried. I keep on crying because guess what? I have been hesitant with the project, right? I tell you about how I'm being transparent. I don't care. I'm being real. I talk about how I struggled with my religion. And then, I get back up and I started pressing and pressing. And then when I found myself spiritually and emotionally and mentally, God is in my back, nudging, do it.
Yes.
But when I finally decided to do it, I tell you, I kid you not, Michelle, I have become like the lightest person ever.
And
I
this is
became
God's purpose. This is God's purpose and why you needed to write this. This is your own therapy as well. I'm talking because like the tears are falling from my eyes.
yes.
Because a lot of times people don't understand our paths, right?
Yes, they don't.
And they try to throw like a wrench or something in their devilish ways, just coming and try to take you out of what you're supposed to be doing. And you have the number one book on Amazon right now, you know what I mean, because of your acceptance that this is my path, like this is what I should be doing. And telling you, reading this book today, I texted JR and I'm like, yo, I'm literally in tears reading this because people, our family, the people that we should be able to depend on, and those close friends are usually sometimes the people that mean us the worst of harms, and not understanding that, hey, I am battling something here. You're supposed to help me, but here you are trying to hinder me. But today, April 29th, in the month of autism, you have the number one selling book on Amazon. You are all over the media. You're here on Get With the Fix, and there's so much more to come that you know that this is your purpose. You have accomplished your purpose.
Yes, I am like I'm in awe. I am so humbled because I kid you not, this is how I know that God is like really using me, and I'm just at the pinnacle of where he's going to take me and the work that I have to do. Because, say, for example, I published the book on the 1st of April. I
Wow.
told myself I want to give it to me as a birthday gift. So I
Woo.
published the book on the 1st. On the 3rd of April, is my birthday. I kid you not, Michelle. You see, on the 4th of April, I was just going through my emails, sending out promotions to my business associates and persons I think who would have supported me. When I click on the link to send it to my contacts, my book was at number one. I cried. I was like, God, is this me? Number one within 3 days of being published. I held number one. So
Listen,
today, with everything that's going on, it's just like cherry on the top because ever since the book dropped on Amazon, it has been number one.
listen. God is good. God
Yes,
is.
and
Have any of those people that didn't want to be around you or didn't want to be around your children, have any of them reached out and said anything since they're seeing you all? I know they're seeing you all over the place right now. Anybody reached out?
well, funny enough, right? So one of this person who hurt me was like a dagger to my heart. I have forgiven her. I've forgiven them.
Amen. Amen.
That was a journey.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know. I understand.
And I guess that's another reason why I'm feeling so light and joyful because I have forgiven them and I've let them go. So this is what happened, right? The cousin, the relative, I don't want to be specific. She ended up purchasing the book. But when she purchased and read the book, I no longer heard from her.
Because you talked about her. Like, yes,
Yes.
sis, you.
I
It's
didn't
you.
say name or anything. So I didn't hear back from her, right? But like over the years I've tried to maintain good relations.
I
The
mean,
another friend of mine who kept me or no longer invite me out to the event. She were the one who was like texting me down today,
look at God.
sending me the article, sending me this, sending me that. I'm proud of you, Sushana. And I said, God,
How
hmm,
you don't know? I hope you answered her back and said, thank you so much.
I did. I did because I've forgiven them. I told
Give-
you, I went through so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through so much. And in order for me to get my freedom or be able to possibly minister or encourage or uplift parents, I have to be transparent. I have to let them know what it is. And one
Yeah.
of the thing is basically acceptance. One of the thing is basically forgiving yourself and forgiving others because you need to be the best version of yourself so you
Ooh,
can be the best parent you can to these children. God
yes.
gave them to us. They are special. If you notice, my little one, my mom is here. My mom
Yeah.
lives with me, and my mom is my children caregiver, which I'm extremely grateful for in my
Mom.
absence. And she's not with mom, she's with me. My
Yeah.
child loves me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I absolutely love it. The other part of the book that I loved, that I loved and I loved and I loved, and I want to say shout out to Miss Sharon. Shout
Yes,
out
Miss Sharon!
Sharon. Miss Sharon, wherever you are the
Yes,
dopest woman alive. God will continue to
yes,
bless you because Miss Sharon saw your struggle because she was going through her own struggle with the same thing and she started helping you. So we want to
yes.
say, Miss Sharon, big you up. Big up
Big
Miss
up
Sharon.
you, Miss Sharon, always and forever. Miss Sharon, she was an angel, and I called her name in my book. I don't
Yes.
care. She deserved that respect. She deserves that acknowledgement. She deserved her flowers. That
Yes.
lady took me under her arms and she gave me love and she was so genuine. She was so nurturing. Like she gave me life that I never knew I could have found.
Big up you, Miss Sharon. Wherever you are, big you up.
Yes, big up, Miss Sharon.
Big up to all of the other Miss Sharons around the world. Big up to all of the other Miss Sharons around the world. Another aspect in the book you were talking about when your daughter started crying because you were packing her and and her sister's bag to go away and leave her, and you couldn't. You realized that you told her that she wouldn't leave your side at the moment, and that was the moment that you realized she is human as well, and that changed your entire life.
It changed me because I thought that, okay, like you said, right, in reference to those kids who are in the psych ward, drugs up, and all those medication. I felt, unfortunately, that my child was totally out of touch. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't have no emotions, or she don't get it. Or better yet, the child doesn't even care if I'm around. That's what I thought.
Mm.
But when she cried, I was like, yeah, because one of the reason why I was leaving her behind is because of the challenge that I encounter having her in public. Skylar, don't do that. Skylar, no, 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 no. Skylar, don't do that. Yeah, that's one of the challenge. Good listening. That's one of the challenge I have in taking her out in public because I always get the stare. And at that
Yeah,
point, I was so ignorant.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
so anger filled. I had so many demons, I would say, that I'm fighting and I'm dealing with. If someone ever stepped to me incorrectly concerning my child, it's going to be an explosion.
Problem.
It's going down. Hence the reason I always have her. Big up my mother too. My
Yes.
mother has been my cornerstone. Um, I immigrated my mom a couple years back to live with me, and she has been the caregiver for my child ever since. No one else around my children. My
Shout out to
mom.
shout out mom. Definitely
Yes,
shout
and
the the support
yes,
part of this, right? Is what is also extremely important. When it could, because I noticed in a lot of Caribbean African communities, there we always go back to those back in the days when the grandparents used to rear the children, right? We've stepped away from that, but now I'm noticing that families who have children who are autistic and are struggling with other things go back to those ancestral people, their moms, their dads, their great grandparents, and all of those things. And that is the greatest part of it all, because those are the people with a lot of knowledge, especially when it comes to the herbs and all of these other things, right? So shout out mom, shout out to her.
yes, yes. My mom is a blessing, and I thank God for her every day.
Yeah, definitely. So the other aspect of the book, we're gonna talk about, the nutrition part of it. And you also mentioned that when you started juicing, you said I don't think people understand the power of I don't think people understand the power of natural juices. You bonded with your child in juicing. In juicing, you bonded with your child, and I understand that. Like my son is 21, right? He's perfectly
Yes.
healthy, perfectly fine. But we bond over juicing. Like he buy it's a thing. It's a thing. Like he will buy the vegetables, I buy the vegetables, and he'll like, mom, juice this, juice that, all of those types of things. People don't understand the littlest things in juicing. And you mentioned that this encouraged you to pursue your PhD.
Yes.
Juicing?
Yes, because listen, if like I tell you, knowledge is power. I tell you, knowledge is power. And if I could turn back the hands of time and I could have tapped into all these things that I've shared, poured out into my book, I would do it sooner and sooner and sooner. It's the
Yeah.
reason, like my baby who you see here, she just wants to be with me. Like
Yeah.
within a year or a couple months, the school district is planning on integrating her into a normal class because she has improved so much.
Nice.
You
Kudos
know?
for
So it's like she moves from being nonverbal. So I'm like, I start doing the maths and I'm like, oh my God, can you imagine if I had started this sooner with my older daughter? What would have happened? Because
yeah.
my daughter, the oldest one, she's gonna be 12 in May, right? And
Okay.
all of her IEP goals, that's the reason why when I see negativity, I was like, bless the Lord, oh my soul, I don't look, because
Mm,
I know my journey and I know what I have to do. You know what I mean? And then when I see these comments, I think of Dr. Sebi. I know I'm no Dr. Sebi and I'm no this or I'm no that, but I think of all like people like Dr. Sebi and all those people in his ranks or likeness who fought to bring knowledge and understanding and holistic care to humans and the fight that they get. So, yeah, I'm no Dr. Sebi or whatever, but I am encouraged because I know for myself what it has done for me. So my daughter report, IEP report, everything on it this year. Achieved, 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 achieved. So she went from not applicable, not learning, not applicable, not applicable, not improving, not improving until achieve, achieve, achieve. I can't wait to share that with the world. But I have to seek permission from my ex husband because, but I can't wait to share that page by page. So for the critics or for the persons who are thinking that, hey, this is not real, it's real, sweetheart, this is real life.
yeah. It definitely is real life. And again, I just want to say to you, thank you for being so courageous in writing this book. Thank you for putting your thoughts, your experience, your life, everything in this book. Everything about it speaks to the level of I'm okay. My kids are okay. We're getting through this, and I want to help some other parents to get through this as well. So I'm grateful for that. Now, let's get into the food. Okay? Lord have
Yes.
mercy. The food.
Oh my God. Yes. So, on the topic of the PhD, I actually started calling schools, I wanted to ensure that I go to a reputable institution, like a top tier institution. So I'm looking at either Harvard, NYU, or one of those places, Columbia. So I'm looking
I,
into getting into their nutrition program.
I love it. Go for it. I have
I
mine.
will.
Go for it.
Congratulations, Dr.
Thank
Michelle. For me, Dr. Michelle. Congratulations. It's an accomplishment.
definitely is. It definitely is. But in reading the book, right? There's something that you put in there that I despise. I don't know how people eat it. Like, I'm like, how do y'all eat that stuffing? Like the stuffing.
Oh
Oh
my
my,
gosh.
just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. This when I read that, I was like, she's my friend. This is my I'm like, imagine you are using this stuffing that has been sitting on somebody's shelf for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. You have no idea what is in that box. But here you are feeding it to your children and yourselves. Stuffing makes me sick. It makes me sick. So I can appreciate you when you write about that. Talk to folks about that stuffing that we like so much.
Well, for me, it's like, when you just immigrate to the US, you see everybody doing this, doing that. And thankfully for me, I never liked it. And
Mm.
now that I get the knowledge that I get and I started reading my book, I'm like, okay, now I see why. Sometimes you have to go with intuition, you have to go with feelings and don't allow other people to lead you. So I'm like,
Mhm.
no, I get it. But stuffing is like it's so unhealthy. It's like toxin, and it's like mold prone. It's like it's one of the most sadly disgusting thing ever.
In life.
So and then unfortunately, it's like such a staple item at Thanksgiving, at Easter time, all those time, and we're feeding it to our family. But they say if you don't know, you don't know, and it's so sad.
Yeah, I want people to start making their own stuffing. Make your
Mm.
own stuffing for Christ's sake. Because
Yes.
when you look at it, it looks like wood. It looks like wood.
Yes. And it's like bits and pieces of stuff. So, I don't know if you note in the book, I have a serious issue with the Food and Drug Administration.
Yes. Yes. We also you mentioned the oh my god, I love Ritz crackers. Like Ritz crackers, I love to
I loved it too.
no. The Ritz crackers, you said you should not be eating Ritz crackers because a lot of these foods that you put in the book are banned in a lot of countries. But here in the
Yes.
US, they're on the shelves. But tell me why I shouldn't eat Ritz crackers no more. Just tell I'm sad now. I'm sad.
Oh my God, I was so saddened. I remember the day when I was doing my research, I was at the library and I was like, huh? And my reaction. But what I learned is that it's filled with gluten, it's filled with dye, it's filled with like preservative and like an unhealthy portion of seed oils. So I guess it's like vegetable oils,
Oh,
corn syrup, because that's where you get that little sweet thing from,
see,
right?
would
So the
explain oiliness to the cracker. That explains the oiliness to the
right.
gosh. Okay, I'm done
Yeah,
eating it.
that was my reaction initially. And I'm like, ew, like they use the worst version of oil ever.
Yeah.
Corn oil, like a vegetable oil, like the oxidation that it goes through. And I'm like,
Yeah. It's
they're
time to
killing us slowly.
go to avocado. You know what's crazy is that the good food for us are so expensive, right?
Yes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
So we tend to be like, you know what, well, this is fine because it's cheaper than the avocado oil or the coconut oil, or those things. So we just said, like, you know what, I'm gonna just buy the vegetable oil. It ain't gonna happen because a lot of us are not reading those labels. We don't, and I'm guilty myself. We don't read those labels, right? And then you want to know why you can't sleep at night, why you experiencing all of these things that's going on. It's because of the foods that we're eating. It's the foods that we're eating. You mentioned corn. I'm a corn girl,
Oh
right?
my God. I loved corn. Oh,
You
Jesus.
mentioned corn. And it is crazy that I never looked this up. For those of you who don't know, corn has this, they're spraying it with the astrazine, which is linked to birth defects. And it's
Yes.
and in 44 countries. I learned that today in your book.
Yes. Yes.
I love corn, but we can't eat no corn.
Can I tell you how I used to? I like every Sunday, every dinner I'm having, that's a staple item. My corn and my butter wrapped in my file paper. Like, come on. That's like tea right there. And I'm like, no. The minute I discovered it, I was like, no. It's the reason why I struggled with my weight a lot. I struggled with my weight. I struggled with my hormones. My skin was like ever so gross. My tummy was ever so bloated and big. No, no. I'm in my hot girl era. Like, I don't have to be concerned about those issues anymore. And it was a bit alarming and heartbreaking because I'm like, they should have protected us.
Yeah, have
They should have protected us. They should have let us know. Now, look at this little one. She's here with her book, ready for me to read. You know
need.
what I mean? I don't know how she went from wherever she was to this. She is a good one, you know? But yeah, on the issue of corn, it was heartbreaking. But I don't consume corn unless I'm in Jamaica
Oh,
and unless I'm getting it from a farm
okay,
directly from a trusted,
okay.
you know how in Jamaica things is done differently. They don't
Yeah.
have those commercialized shenanigans going on. But
You know,
even so, I'm not eating it from the restaurants because
no.
everything became so Americanized. So if I'm not on a farm or if I'm not somewhere where I know that they source their food, with
Oh, she'll come back in. She'll come back in.
Big dreams like lottery. Rich like that, we are the robbery, yeah. We not dream like nothing. On the money, 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 yeah. Big dreams like lottery. Rich like that, we are the
Yes, sorry about that. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hear me? You're not hearing me? Go out, come back in, come back in. Go out and come back in.
Wish me granddaddy could have seen this. The Benz about to start to go kill it. And the land of you so scenic.
You have to fix Mixology. We're having a dope conversation. You know, sometimes the phones and stuff like that kicks people out and all of that. But she'll be back in. She'll definitely come back in. There she go. There she go. There she go.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know.
It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Now the craziest part of it, and I wrote it down somewhere. You know, the hold on, I gotta find it because I'm like, wait a minute. Um, a lot of parents are giving their children milk.
Oh,
Uh and milk. I'm trying to find where I wrote it because I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, what is in milk? There's this C word. Hold on.
casein.
Yes, that word.
It's oh my god. I'm going through this book with you and I'm so irritated because I used to feed my poor child on milk all the time. My
Yeah,
daughter, which is the eldest daughter, because some things I don't do with my smaller one because of the knowledge I have acquired. But the milk is filled with so much bacteria, and those milk she used to like Ensure. Now if I
mm,
see Ensure, I cut my eyes past it,
you
because
know,
it's not.
stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Ensure, I swear to God, that Ensure is that milk that was put here on earth to kill people. I don't know. They say, oh, it helps you gain weight and da da da. Yeah, it's filling your body with all of that toxins and that empty stuff that you feed. And they always feed this to elderly people, people who are trying to gain weight. Like, how long
Mucus.
the mucus that's in that stuff? Like, it sits on these shelves. We never, like, we don't even think about the fact that
Years.
years and years. You know how much toxin develop, how much bacteria, how much mold is developing in that can or those bottles?
I have a story to tell regarding this Ensure. And at the time, I felt so hurt. Like writing the book was a emotional roller coaster because I was like, I was feeding my child this. I
Yeah.
was a part of the problem. Like, did I really? Or my ex-husband and I, we used to exclusively buy that, and we think that we were doing her the greatest joy or the greatest favor. It was the greatest injustice
Yeah.
because whenever she drinks the Ensure, she gets so inflamed. She will like
Wow.
start climbing up walls, like doing the
Wow.
most heartbreaking things. And when I found out, I just pulled it because the holistic doctor, which I talked about earlier, the functional doctor, they said that I'm supposed to pull her from milk. And when I did my research, I found out that milk is for like cows. Milk is
Yeah.
like for animals. It's not for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter whether it's the skim milk, the 1%, the soy, it doesn't matter. It's just not made for us. Even the formulas, like if I should ever conceive and have another child, my child would not be getting any formulas.
Yeah. Yeah. It's reading this book. I swear to God. I'm reading it and I'm like, the things that we don't think about when it comes to the food, right? We don't think about any of these things. We just know that, okay, a baby born, they're supposed to get Similac or the other
Yes.
one, the this, the duh, right? And when my son was born, we found out that he was allergic to soy milk, right?
Yes.
They gave him, because at that time I was into the whole Rastafarian thing and all of that. So I was giving him soy milk. And this child would start breaking out and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, I wonder if it's the soy milk. He would, in his stool would be blood and all of those things, right? It was the soy milk. So now on every document that he has, he's allergic to soy. Don't ever give my child soy milk. But milk,
Yes.
if you leave milk outside, right? You see that curd and everything that's what
That's what
sits
it
in
does in your body. It does the exact same thing to your body. No, I just want to say something. Give me a quick second. I just
no
want to say something concerning soy milk, right? Because you
problem.
have a lot of critics out there and you have a lot of persons who are like ignorant, right? So they will come and say, oh, Sushana, why would you say soy milk is not good enough? Okay, people in Europe, people in India, people in other parts of the world eat this and nothing happens to them. Well, we're not in the other parts of the world. We are in the USA. And the USA Food and Drug Administration, they do not pay attention. They don't care about the human body. They don't care about what is right from what is wrong. They care about making money. They care about making profits. So for those people in those culture that survive for it, those are like I said earlier, if I'm in Jamaica, where I'm on a farm whereby it's been cared for correctly and done the right way. And having soy milk back in the days, that was like history. That was when our great forefathers and all those people doing things in the purest form. We don't have that luxury here in the US.
Definitely don't. You know what's crazy? And I say this every time. Every time I go on vacation and I come back, immediately I say to people, from the time you touch down in Guyana, Jamaica, wherever, any island, your skin immediately starts to glow. Your hair,
Yes.
your hair immediately just puffs up and it looks nourishing, right? The food tastes so much different.
Yes, so much
So much
cleaner.
oh my God. We're dying in this place. We're
Yes, we
literally
are.
they're literally taking us out one by one and blaming it on something else. When it's the pesticides and all of these other things that they put in these foods. And a lot of times we love this stuff, right? I
Yes, we
can't say
do.
the last day I had milk because I know that if I start drinking milk, my allergies are gonna start. My sinus infection is gonna start. So that milk is something that I stay away from, regardless of what kind. I know that this is what's gonna happen to me. What that's telling me is that my body is allergic to this stuff, and this is why I'm having these reactions. So parents now need to start paying attention. Like you said, I took away all the sugars, all the candies, all the fast food, all of these preservatives, all of these other things. And I just started feeding my children natural products.
Yes. Natural products that now brings me joy and happiness. I can sit here and talk to you on and on and on for hours. And my kids are well behaved, they're well mannered. Except for the fact that my little one just want to be on to me, but she's not disrupting us. Our
She
life
got
is not being affected. But back in the days, I never had that luxury. Girl, no
yeah,
one wanted to see me. No
yeah,
one wanted to see me. No one wanted to be a part of me. But no, I give all credit to God, and I give all credit to the patience and the knowledge that I have acquired, because as a parent, you're going to work hard you're going to dig deep and you're going to want the best for your child. So I'm
Definitely.
happy that I found my happy space or my formula.
I always say to parents, because there's a lot of parents out here who are going to be like, well, my child don't like broccoli and my child don't like carrots and my child don't like beets and all of these things. Blend it, juice it. I was telling one of my friends yesterday, I think it was, that when my son was born, he never ate out of anybody's Gerber bottle and all of these other things. I made everything from scratch. The
God
applesauce.
bless you.
Listen, the applesauce, the sweet potatoes, everything was boiled, blend, and he ate. And that's how he ate. Never one time, because I'm like, again, we go back to how long these things are sitting.
Years and years and years. And I just want to like thump myself in the back. Like, how did you? How could you? You were just being lazy, you know? Just do the extra work. But you live and you learn, you correct your mistake. And like I said, if God blesses me again, it will be totally different.
You learn, right? You learned,
Yes.
you've gained the knowledge. And this is what's so beautiful about life. You make the mistakes, you learn, you got the knowledge, and now you're implementing it with your children. You're now implementing it in this book. You're now putting this book out to millions of people who are reading it now. I am sure that, and I know for sure that you are going to get those messages that says, yo, you saved me. You're saving my children, you're saving my child, you're saving me money from all of these stupid prescriptions that they keep giving these kids. If you have to use them, like she said, use small doses.
The
Do not
lowest dosage.
the lowest. You're a gem. You're literally a
Thank
gem.
you. Thank you.
Being being Caribbean and knowing that this is one of those conversations that we shy away from because my kid is fine. What you talking about? Ain't anything wrong with my child? Move and all of these other things, right? We have to get out of that mentality. We're doing a disservice to our children. When you see your child has a specific behavior, acknowledge it and try to get some help. Come out of that old fashioned back in the day, ain't nothing wrong with me, child. Da 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 da. No, something is going on and you need to figure it out. So I thank
Yes.
you for being so brave to put your story out there and for having other people connect. Because when I looked at that Jamaica Observer thing, it has a lot of love on it, the likes and the repost and all of these things that's on it. I'm like, people are finally listening. They're
Yes.
listening.
Yes.
So you've done
Yes.
something so amazing. Give yourself, like, pat yourself on the back every day you wake up, okay? Because we need to start having these conversations. And I don't shy away from these conversations because I see these situations every single day. I was just in an autistic home about 2 or 3 weeks ago with two children who are autistic and struggling, and the parents are Caribbean and they are also doing the things that you're saying as well. And I was in there just amazed at how great you guys are, because I'm like, I say this all the time. I don't know if I would be able to do it. I don't know.
It's not
You
for the
know,
weakest.
yeah, it's definitely not for the weak. It's definitely not for the weak. So I am hoping that you are, and I said to JR today, like, you need to be on every TV station in Jamaica. Zoom like this, because they can do it. Zoom like this. If you have to take a flight out there, whatever the case may be, you need to be on these platforms. These platforms need to invite you because I promise you, there are so many families in the Caribbean struggling. There are a lot
Yes.
of families in the Caribbean struggling.
Yes.
So you did amazing. You're doing amazing. I don't
Thank
ever want
you.
you to feel like ashamed or anything like that. You've lived it, you're living it. And we've been on here for about an hour and a half, and I have not seen your 12-year-old. I have not, you know what that tells me? What you're
Yes.
doing is working.
Yes. Yes. My girl is golden. She stays in her lane. She minds her business. She checks in when she wants to. If she wants to go shopping, she's like, Mommy, I want to go shopping that way. So my girl be like expressing her wants and doing her thing, and it's a continuous journey, and I'm projecting or predicting my girl will be totally fine soon and very soon, but it's good to see a lot of her symptoms being totally eradicated and reduced or removed, because hey, this is what I do. My daughter, she doesn't stim and do all those stuff anymore. It's gone. It's reversed. You know what I mean? It's the reason why I titled that book. My daughter no longer hits on herself. My daughter no longer make those weird sound or weird noise. That's something of the past. Ooh, ooh, or whatever the sound are. Those things are no longer a part of my life. And it's the reason I titled 20 helpful tips to reverse
Yeah.
and improve, the symptoms of autism. So it's a journey, and I'm really, really grateful. I'm praying that the book will be as impactful to others and helpful to others. Look, you're not even on the spectrum. This doesn't have to do with autism. It's about life. It's about us as adults, because we work so hard. We're so ambitious. We are so ambition driven. Why would we not want to take care of the temple that keep us going? Why would we not want to feed the temple that God bless us so we can function good? Now I'm alert. I no longer have brain fog. I'm at peace. I'm a sweeter girl. Because hey, I'm in tune, and I'm not nutrition deficient, nutrients deficient. I'm good on my vitamin B12, and sometimes it's just a little check. You know what I mean? Just some little nutrients that's off. Sometimes I used to be weak and lethargic. When I check it out, I don't have iron. All I do is beets and carrots.
Yeah.
Simple equation. Beets,
Yeah.
carrots, apples, and ginger, like the good old ginger. But it's a journey, and I'm really grateful for where I am today.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like I said, you are doing great work. There's definitely going to be a lot more folks reaching out to you, because I am going to take clips from this show and I'm going to put it up. Um, I
Thanks
am.
in advance. Thank
I am
you.
not I am not one of those people who are afraid to have these conversations. These conversations are important. These conversations that can change somebody's life. There are people on the live. There are some people that you can't see, but they're here listening.
Yes.
And I see it. I see it that they're behind the scenes listening. They're there listening, and that may be a parent who has a child who is autistic. We have got to get back to our ancestral way of living, the fresh vegetables, the fresh, come out to all of them canned stuff. Please dash wherever you can. Like all them fruit, that sugar content
Hmm.
in them. The
I
grass,
must mention this Skittles. I don't know you if you have encountered it. Skittles, Doritos, Lay's, all of those stuff, garbage.
garbage, Fruit
Twist,
Loops,
Fruit
Fruit Loops.
Loops, yeah, cornflakes. Those stuff are not even allowed in Europe. They're not allowed in Canada. So the US is so backwards when it comes on to nutrition. But like I said, knowledge is power, and we have to dig deep and make the corrections where necessary.
Yeah, they're eating the cornflakes with the condensed milk, right? Yo, and then adding some sugar to it.
Recipe for disaster, diabetes.
Yo, I swear to God, we have been for years doing a disservice to our body. And then we knock the people, the rosters who just eat the
Big
green
up the
stuff.
Rastafarans. They are smart. They know what's good. I never knew I would live to say this, but they know us good. They're smart.
Listen, everybody, please, I urge you, if you have a child that is autistic, you mentioned also epilepsy and seizures, right? What are some foods that could help and assist with that?
Well, some of the foods that can assist and help with that, I will start with the bad stuff, right? If you have someone with seizure and you're feeding them milk, soy milk, and all those other stuff, all it does is inflame them and send them off into a certain reaction. So again, like fruits and vegetables, coconut water, getting vitamin D, walking out into sunshine, vitamin B12, vitamin B6. There are so many things that can be done to remedy all these issues, and they're like clearly outlined in the book, because as I go through, I said seizures, as I go through, I say epilepsy. So there is so much to uncover in the book.
Yeah, I love how you have laid it out, right? So it's easy to get to. The information is there. I mean, and you have also like provided, when you're reading the book, you see that you list the good things about it, the bad things about it, the ingredients and all of these things. I'm like, yo, this lady is a whole nutritionist over here. Like I feel like you could probably start a movement, a dietary movement, so that people can understand that, hey, some of the things that we're eating, we really shouldn't be eating them, right? Like if you eat fast food, like the second you eat it, you feel so full. You're
And
so full, and you're like ready to just go lay down, you
yeah, and
know?
that thing stays in your body like for up to 18 hours. Like, really,
Ye-
no wonder why we're so constipated, and our detox system, our body is not flushing out freely, because those stuff traps in our body. It's not released. Versus
Yeah.
if you're on a clean nutrition, you go to the bathroom frequently, because the things that you're eating, those things are prone to get the organs and the body moving. It complements the organs of the body.
What is for, and talking about detox, what is like for a parent who has, a child who eats all of these candy, potato chips, soda, all of these other things? What is the best route to start detoxing the body? Like what should they do?
The best route, because everyone is different, but for me, the best route is to start with herbs. These are herbs. Herbs never kill a soul. Herbs never done a damage. I will start with dandelion. I will start with cleavers. I will start with wormwood, in small quantity, of course, and then you increase it. But herbs is like, usually it's good for me. And detox Safeway green juice, the cilantro, the parsley, the celery. Oh my God, celery, especially for children on the spectrum, there are a lot of minerals, right? And the celery is so mineral and nutrient dense. So once you get that, my babies, they weren't using the bathroom. They were backed up for days, bloated belly. But when I introduced them to green juice every day, they just start moving. And let me be cognizant of the persons who are in Jamaica or in other Caribbeans. Come on, blend up some string beans, right? Blend up some cucumbers, right? Blend up, like, get those stuff done in the market, coronation market, string beans, cucumber, and you put a little pineapple with it just to give it flavor, right? And you get your parsley and you get your turmeric and you just work. That's the way how you'll start it.
You know what I love about this conversation is that I feel good. I feel good to know that I love to juice, right? And I had stopped and then I started back again, right? The other day I made a beet carrots, orange, lemon, and ginger combination. It was so good. Like and then
Heaven.
what I do also is, when you cut a pineapple, we tend to boil the pineapple skin with the ginger and cinnamon and clove. And I've been doing those things as well instead of going and buy soda. I'd
Yes,
rather,
you do the
I'd,
fermentation.
yes, yeah. We gotta get back. We have to shift. Our brain is bawling for it. Our brain is
Yes.
crying for it. But Shoshana, I just want to say again, I see this book going places that probably you are not even imagining. It's amazing. You need to get. I don't know if you have a publicist or not, but I feel like you need to get one at this point and push this because
Yes.
it needs to be seen, it needs to be heard. People need to have conversations about these things because listen, there's no reason for you to be ashamed that you have an autistic child. And I'm going to tell you that this month, National Autistic Month, I've seen a lot of people that I know who were vulnerable enough to share their kids and say that my child is on the spectrum.
I was
Caribbean people,
so happy.
yeah, Caribbean people at that. So I want to say kudos to everybody who is no longer holding on to this and saying, hey, my child is fine. They're just a little different. Just a little different. So I want to say to you, thank you for doing this. What have you learned about yourself throughout this process and also writing this book? Like, and how long did it even take you to put all this together? How long did it take you to write it? Because I know you had some emotional breakdowns in the process.
Yeah, it took me approximately 3 years.
Wow.
So I know that I'm pushing through quality because I didn't want it to be a case whereby it's going to be a money making tool. I want it to be about purpose. I wanted it to be about change. I
Mm.
wanted it to be about impact. And I wanted to be 300% sure by my formulations and whatever it is that I put forth. So I will go back and forth. And then again, as I started out the conversation saying, I have been wrestling with God because I'm like, God, you did this or this happened to me. And now you're wanting to use me and my tool and my story. Get someone else to do it. I'm not doing it. So it took
And
me some time and it took
you
me like a lot of guts and like I am like an educator. I like to educate others and I like to share my knowledge. So I was like, you know, let go of your selfish pride and get this done because you're holding up others' journey. You're
ooh,
holding up others, path. And I got tired of holding up others. So the minute I submitted the book to the publisher last August. And the minute I submitted to them, I felt free. And not only that, I am being led to do like a step by step procedure, like recipes. So I have another 2 or 3 books that I'm working on concurrently because it's not an overnight sensation. I am not out here selling anyone like false hope or oaks. This is something that I'm doing daily. And for those who are like committed like I am, for those who are like, passionate about the cause and they're willing to take the steps, I am hoping I'm here to be their guide.
I love it. I love the fact because I was going to ask you that. Are you writing anything else? Because you need to. Um, definitely. So I'm glad you said it. Again, this is great information. People need to know about this. You are going to change lives. And being a Caribbean woman is even more powerful because now other Caribbean women can be like, you know what? She went through it. She's fine. I
Yes. The girl
I
is
can give
living. Her kids are good. I can go to the hotels. I can go to the restaurant. So can I tell you, I went to my birthday dinner recently, 2 days after publishing the book, and I sat in the restaurant with my kids like any other parent with typical children. I had no issues. My
I love
eldest daughter was appropriately thanking the waitress. She sat there, she ate her meals, and she did everything. And then the last thing she said to me before I leave, I'll never forget this: Mommy, I want to go shopping that way. Okay? Yes.
I love it. I absolutely I love it. I love your vulnerability. I love that you are expressing the things that you've been through, yourself, your ex-husband, your mom, your family, and not being afraid to share those things, the kids and all of that. And this is a lifelong thing that you're gonna have to deal with, but you have got a grip on it, and now it's your time to help other people get a grip on their situation as well. So again, I want to say kudos to you. Thank you for this book. I'm definitely gonna share it again. I'm definitely gonna share aspects of this interview. And again, I hope that every platform grab you and give you this light that you can help other parents. There might be somebody even in those TV stations and radio and stuff that's experiencing this and didn't have anybody to go to. And here you are to help them. So thank you for being the woman that you are. And thank you for putting pen to paper and finally accepting your gift from God and writing this book. Please tell everybody the name of the book, what platforms they can get it on. It's Are you going to do any audio? Are you going to do any audio books?
Yes, yes, yes. The publishing company, they're working on finishing my voice and everything. Should be available very soon. But the
Nice.
books are available on Amazon, and it's also available at Barnes and Noble. Little me. A
Yes,
published
my
Barnes
girl.
and Noble author. So it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and it's also available on other platforms where they sell ebooks. I'm also working on having it available at my fashion boutique in Jamaica. So it should be there 2 weeks. So someone, if they don't have access to Amazon or Barnes and Noble, they can go to the store and pick up copies of the book.
That was the next question I was going to ask you before I let you go because I see Sir Miss Lady over there is like, I want to read. I want to read.
Yes,
Your
she has her book.
Yeah, her book. Your fashion, the fashion in your name. Do you own a boutique?
Yes, I have a fashion and air boutique in Jamaica, and it's called Get Fab Now Fashion. It's located at Shop 21 Bargain Mall inside of Clock Tower Plaza.
Listen, black girl, do it. Okay. And keep going and keep pushing for that PhD because again, it's another notch on your belt. You have
Yes.
you are the Caribbean dream that they tell us about that we should be as
Aw.
little girls coming up. They tell us the education is key and you are definitely one of those people who have made sure that it is key and now you're using that education to help foster your children and other
Yes.
people's kids as well. So again, kudos to you. Anything you need, I'm here. Shoot it to me. I will post it. I will share it, whatever the case may be, because I love it all. All of it I love. Absolutely
Thank
all
you
of
so much. Thank you. I'm really, really humbled. Ah, this is what I wanted, or it was my hope. You know what I mean? To get people so worked up and passionate about what it is that they're learning and what they saw, because very substantial. 3 years or more of working, 3 years or more of hard work and dedication.
I love it. I love it. Shoshana, please give everybody your social media handle for where they can reach out to just give it to them and leave us with something positive. Leave us with something positive.
So the social media handles are Holistic Nutrition for Autism or Get Fab No Fashion on Instagram, IG, and TikTok. And I'll leave positively by saying that it will get better. It will get better. And we all go through different seasons of life, and we just have to embrace the season that we're in because all things work together. And in the end, I have so many moments today. I looked up, I cried, I prayed, and I said, Thank you, Lord. Now I see everything is making sense. So, to parents who are on the line or on the live that's going through whatever it is that they're going through, I will say to you directly in the eyes, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul, it will get better. It will get better.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll definitely keep in touch. Okay.
Alrighty, take care. Bye bye. Thanks for having me.
Welcome. You're definitely welcome. Get with the fix, Michelle G. That was Shoshana. Guys, I'm telling you, the book is dope. That's all I got. The book is really dope. It's really dope. Really dope. So shout out to her for being vulnerable and for this book out for us.
Panic little, y'all come take the middle. Jump and don't settle. Make me see you bubble like water in a kettle. Hey girl, I mean a smile like needle. Knock, one tickle. Jump and bicycle. And me send it in your say you want. Hot up, kayak, had a lava. Better see me bruise if you need plaster. She's ease me the answer. No other girl from the earth, me I ask for. Hey girl, make it clap up and shake and make it bounce back. You know me love that. Stop it, you love that. Tell me she explain. Bad. Girl, you are my good up. Never in a contest, more on your wine room, good. Come here, girl, shake where you got room, good. Big body, girl, bounce, boom. But song a play, pull it up, chunk, good. Tell me she explain. Bad.
Yeah, with the fix, Michelle G. This is the brand new Messe Rhythm. Shout out to Shakespeare. This is the brand new Messe Rhythm. Shout out to Shakespeare.
Bad. Girl, you are my good up. Never in a contest, more on your wine room, good. Come here, girl, shake where you got room, good. Big body, girl, bounce, boom. But song a play, put. Tell me she explain. Bad.
I want to say bad song play, pull it up. So we gotta pull it up.
Come here, girl, shake where you got room, good. Big body, girl, bounce, boom. But song a play, pull it up, chunk, good. Girl, I look at one with your hands, be what to do. Hit top, hot, girl, kick off the shoes. Yeah. Rump up. That catch that balance, find you to a hot girl, hot. Give that 24 handbag, handlash. She want plenty more, yes, I got that. Shelly belly, action. He got that big figure, catch that Snapchat. Baby, give me more, like chat, action. Music sweet as soul, wine pan, bad. I really see that tune. What can you do? Me have to fight for get in. Knock you do a whole night for get in. Girl, sit down if you like, it's a tease. Say a man fight to the 9 she a keep. Girl, I do a high for please. You walk and wind like you a tease. She a bubble and she never miss a beat. To the two thick ties, I'm a fight with the cheese. Heartbreaker, Mrs. Take a reg. Me say, beg you a favor, bust a bubble there. Me say, from your body bless, if you represent. Me say, be your prettiness, up in the mesh. Me say, we will pay her, tell me what is that. Me say, tell the haters, you no matter that. Me say, blend this up again, we do nothing egg. Bring up on the ends, money off to spend, I touch it. Me have a skill to get in. Pull the lock on the grill to get in. When I want on the shoes to the lean, I forget about it, tell us on the gang to the queen.
But them finals are right, you know. The best of the link with the best of the best. Delete the rest of the rest. Simple as that.
Bubble, shake, catch, you know ya, so make it bounce, bubble, shake, catch, you know ya, Titanic liquor, y'all come take the middle, jump and don't settle, make me see you bubble like water in a kettle, hey y'all, I mean a smile like needle, knock, one tickle, jump and bicycle, and me send it in your, say you want, hot up, kayak, had a lava, better see me bruise if you need plaster, she's ease me the answer, no other girl from the earth when I ask for, hey girl, make it, Clap up and shake and make it bounce back. You know me love that. Sunshine, every girl I get wild when them ears see a brush from the play. Hey, from young when I talk, every girl I make love when I poor when I fear I did. More fear the young white from Kingston, go straight right back to my bed. Hey, girl, look out and bend up. Look out and bend up. Hey, girl, look out and bend up. Look out and bend up. Hey, girl, look out and bend up. Look out and bend up. Hey, girl, look out and bend up. Look out and bend up. Hey, I want you to bend down, girl. Bend down. I want to see you walk up. Stop the talking, just shut up. If you do think you're the lazy, then I'm right here and shake the baby. Cause I'm the lady. Me want you to be the lady. Hey, girl, look out and bend up. Look out and bend up. Hey, girl, look out and bend up.
Yeah, we rock the gig. We telecom when we telecom, you come. What a random
She said, take it easy, I will do you. You don't have to. You don't have to. She said, take it easy, I will do you. You don't have to. You don't have to. And then she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and whine. Push back. It's the greatest battle. Push back. Roll your waist and battle. Push back. Oh, Miss Lady, she bubble and she bubble and she bubble and whine. Push back. Give me the greatest battle. Push back. You are the wickedest battle. Push back. Boy, I want to whine on your bumper. I know you like steam. I know you like vibes. I know you like speed. Club work, y'all bend down, touch your knees. A new wallpaper for my iPhone screen. She said, let me cater to you, to cater to me. She said, just relax and let me give anything.
Careful,
yes, girl, I wanna give anything.
Careful, enough.
I show outside with my girls this summer. You don't have a ring and you don't have a mister. Hands up, let me see a finger. Up, let me see a finger. You don't have a ring, then bend for the camera. You to bend, 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 you to bend. You don't have a ring, then bend for the camera. You to bend, 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 you to bend. You don't have a ring, then bend for the camera. But my man and my man and my man and my man and my man, you stop that shit now. But my man and my man and my man and my man and my man, just show me your finger. But my man and my man and my man and my man and my man, just stop that shit now. But my man and my man and my man and my man and my man, just show me your finger. Cheer up your head and sister. If he love this ring on the finger, he will turn you, he will twist you, he will jam you, but never pose you. He will make sure the pink and the hold on. You serious and you wanna have fun. He having fun with the child mother. With 2 house down, fun with the neighbor. Then his next girl buying him date. What time he's living inside her. Whole time he's living inside her. Show outside with my dear sister, man. You don't have a ring and you don't have a mister. Hands up. Sunny and just rescue me. Like I said, the name of the rescue me. Got Sunny and just rescue me. I'm too abusive. Worst part about it, not too big. Stop. Yeah, but I'm such a tell me for years I'm a wicked, just not me tell you a few things. Girl and things say I lost thing. Let's come in the airport, no. Left the yard and I tell me when him a cut. Yeah, the reach one could have just him up. Last time I such a funny boy, me at home. I'm a throat and papa them. I'm saying next time I do that time. I remember him nearly time out. Yeah, I'm a 40 mama. Sunny and just rescue me. Got a boy about so sweet like I send the name of rescue me. God send the name up, God send the name up. God Sunny and just rescue me. Got a boy about so sweet like I send the name of rescue me. God send the name up, God send the name up. Treat what could wake and cook. Still I don't big man alone. Stop when I find out so the same man them change by. I'm stop playing your PS black up. Film where you scalto. So from a reaching out the neighborhood, I can't find out the neighbor. And then I start the neighbor, not the whole neighbor. And just a neighbor, goddamn my neighbor good. I never mean intention. So sweet, can you play that song? Set the mood for me to a different energy. I'm loving how the music sounds. You see the woman, the madam, we are free. Hey, chimney, drop. Let the bass line roll and touch. I'm about the rhythm just a tap. Me, I'm a woman, I rock. Give me a little drop. Let the bass line roll and catch. I make we couple up and what I want non-stop. Me love it, me love the chocolate. And one foot mother dance, so two, no problem. Yo, never make up a face, no need mugging. Good vibes in the place, no one touching. Long time.
We are dead girl before the money. Before the be monkey, we bought bunny and sunny. Before the Gucci jeans and polo, did I run things as the whole team if the killer thing not solid in a country. We full of girl, them just a notice. From me a woman, I bring me grocery. We have girl flying weekly, them they watch here. Look tourists full of girl from in a board house and a luxury make me boast here. We full of girl, them just a notice. From me a woman, I bring me grocery. We have girl flying weekly, them they watch here. Look tourists full of girl from in a board house and a luxury make me boast it. Them just kinda enough girl before the line a chop. Still fully 6 all when a 5 o'clock. Still a tease girl, me no think crime a stop. Have enough slim and with fat. Love it but inside type but my boy me no take taxi, a life me stop. Walk with in my pocket in a mesh marina and the girl them like see that. Born in a sin up me a tell Christian girl. Bible lock. Really like rap, me do illegal party with license. The friend one in that nice and I tell what our boyfriend can't find the spot. I'm off that them want fight over.
You know what I want with no little boy mindset. I mean, no one on my try impress me with no vanity. Yeah. Not that girl, it's not that type of word. No one a boy can pose like no money care. But now go big a man for me, man. I'm not gonna be the one you can string along. But I do the drama thing. I need no drama king. And if you want to fuck a girl, you better off without me and me mean it. On your feelings, me and you, and I'm not dealing. If you think I cannot find a man, the guy you must be dreaming. Of me at the top, girl, I road of me, man, want you best believe it. If I'm me for wear the pants, you me, we do it. Yeah, but I want a boy, I want a big man. No apply for the job if it not fit the position. If a boy now play him, we'll kill him with one. Don't start if you know you can't done. Yeah, but I want a boy, I want bounce back up, come back up.
Me will never go to no man cause I got a my bag.
You can't cancel it. Yeah, with the fix Michelle G. I'm about to be out the building. DJ G is up next. But before I get up out of here, May 17th, we are at Not Nice G Day. That's why I was playing all of these songs. We are at Not Nice G Day. Chronicle Law will be performing. A bag of other artists will be in the building. May 22nd, we are heading to Miami for Alkaline's Reggae Fest. Alkaline will be in Miami on the 22nd. Then on the 24th, we are at Best of the Best, where Chanel, Tifa, Beanie Man, Taurus Riley, everybody will be up in the building that day. And then we're coming back to New York for June 7th, IKEA's Working Girl Tour. I'm Michelle G. I'm out the building. I will see you guys next week. I think I'll be on live Friday, tomorrow, Friday. I think I'll be on live on Friday. I'll let y'all know about that. Bye.
I mean, he bounce back up, come back up. Me will never go to no man cause I got a my bag. You can't cancel it. If you want to ride me off from him, no ride me off. You can't cancel it. So me tell them when I dead, do not
a dash away. No tell me no way you hear mama like she say. When them a fling them even me wash away. I can't cancel it. I mean them bounce back up, come back lock. Can't cancel it. What is a 19? Who no can't stop? Me say I can't cancel me. Every day to know like gotta be key for that. You can't cancel me. So me smile and bust a rock cause I have my back. You can't cancel me. You will never bow to no man cause I got a my boss. You can't cancel me. If the one of them write me off from him no write me off. You can't cancel me. So me tell them when I dead do not dash away. No tell me no way you hear mama like she say. When them a fling them even me wash away. Because I can't cancel me. Cancel, ooh, why? The God I when me serve him at the root class. So none of who can control me future. Me know me is a winner, not a loser. Yo, ooh, that Mrs. a Mr. Gatekeeper. Oh, no, not think it would have suit ya. So no love me make my promise. Because you can't cancel me. You will never bow to no man.